Right, and for more on Black Friday, we're now joined by Katherine Madley. She is the Vice President for Marketing at Massmart, and she joins us now via our video link for more on this conversation. Katherine, thank you so much for your time here on SABC News. And for a big retailer like you, Massmart, how did Black Friday go?
We've had a wonderful month of Black Friday. So we started early in November, but it has been a big day today across builders, game, macro, and cash and carry. It has been quite busy. We saw a lot of shoppers come through to macro. Very interesting. People were prepared. They had lists. They had Googled. So they're buying online. They're checking things out. They're comparing. They're coming into stores as well. We see some stock files coming through as well in macro, in liquor and in food and in general merchandise. And then game, as usual, has quite a big Black Friday as well. And builders even getting in on it, selling things like air conditioners and water treatments and the like. So it's been a good day.
And analysing in terms of how consumers shop during a Black Friday, would you say that the shopping trends have somewhat changed, particularly now where many are using the likes of online platforms to make their purchases?
Most definitely. So our online business has surged massively in the last couple of months, and we continue to see that trend go upwards. So we see consumers, buying Black Friday from midnight. At midnight this morning, customers were coming through online, to get your laptops and all sorts of things, buying in bulk online because delivery is so effective now in South Africa in retail. So that has definitely surged over the last couple of years in a major way, certainly.
And looking at the certain targets you had set out for yourself as Massmart, do you think that you reached those targets?
Yeah, I think the customers were well prepared. Customers were checking things. We planned it for a whole month. It's still ongoing. So we traded very well today. We'll trade very well tomorrow and Sunday. And then we have Cyber Monday as well. So we'll close out on the season with Cyber Monday, and then we lock into Christmas,
And when
which we love in South Africa.
Yeah. And when it comes to Black Friday, I mean, we know that there are those who love their gadgets and, that those who love their appliances. This year, what would you say was the most common item that most consumers were eyeing?
So this year, the big shift was food, and we prepared ourselves for food. So we really laid out a lot of food in macro and cash and carry and game for the customer. We saw customers coming in for commodities, for cokes, for oils, your flours, a lot of baby products, milks. So we saw a lot of stocking up for the festive season on food with commodities as well, and baby products and toiletries. And then, of course, customers plan to get that air fryer, to get that large screen TV, that washing machine, a lot of laptops and printers as well. I think people are already starting to think about, back to school and back to varsity and the things that they need. So they've been waiting for that special laptop deal that's come through. I saw quite a bit of that as well.
And what purchases would you say shocked you or surprised you, and it's not something that you had anticipated?
What shocked me and surprised me personally was the amount of lawnmowers and weed eaters that I saw going out of game. There was 2 for $9.99, so that is an absolute killer deal. So that was for me. This is my 6th Black Friday at Massmart, so I found that particularly interesting today when I was at Game Canal Walk. People buying lawnmowers for the summer, I guess, and weed eaters. So that was a bit of an interesting one.
And Katherine, what would you say are your expectations now that we're going into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and also something that you touched on when it comes to Cyber Monday?
Yeah, so there's still a lot happening over the weekend at game builders, macro and cash and carry. So I expect customers to come through and enjoy, what's left, the gym equipment. And a lot of people are buying things for summer, pools, air conditioners, those kinds of things. Like I say, a lot of stocking up on food and liquor, and people getting things for Christmas as well. Cyber Monday is going to be super exciting. Cyber Monday is when people that like particular gadgets, your gaming consoles and your Apples and your big screens and things like that. Those customers are waiting for those cell phone deals, those laptop deals, the gaming consoles. They're particularly looking forward to that. TVs as well, and other electronics on Cyber Monday, which is coming up.
Something that you also touched on in the beginning of our interview is the fact that most consumers seem to be stocking up for Christmas, and particularly food. What would you say that speaks to, particularly now in the state of our country, the state of the economy, where you find a number of people trying to get as much money or trying to get as much from the deals being presented right now during Black Friday?
Yeah, I think people are becoming, quite savvy with that. I've seen it in macro quite a lot, where you see, one person coming in and buying for several families. You can call it a mini stokvel, if you will. We aim to, we are cheaper by the basket, by the bucky and by the trolley. So that has always been the state of macro, where people buy in bulk and then split it out. So that's a common thing. So we prepared for that. And in game as well, for the first time selling, items in large sizes, your 10 kilos of rice and your 10 kilos of maize and your 10 kilos of flour, which, we haven't just sold the small packs, which we have sold, but there's been large packs. So I watch with interest as customers buy in bulk and then share over the festive season. People are really working out what they can get, when they do buy in bulk in our stores, which is really interesting. Same applies for toiletries and nappies and toilet paper. They're buying the 24 set or the box. And those kinds of things.
Yeah, and Katherine, before I let you go, what is your advice to consumers, throughout the next couple of days of Black Friday?
Yeah, I advise to plan, to do the research, jump onto Google and see, what you need and see what prices there are out there, and then choose wisely. I also advise consumers to download the app. Download the app so that you can shop it in the comfort of your own home. If you don't feel like coming down to the mall, you can stock up from the comfort of your own home on the wonderful apps that we have out there, which is great.
Katherine, thank you so much for your time. All right, that's Katherine Madley. She is the Vice President for Marketing at Massmart, talking to us there about, what transpired today when it comes to Black Friday, and a number of consumers just hoping and trying to save as much money as possible as they continue with their shopping.